Welcome to a podcast of In Bed with Luxury, the unique travel channel. My name is Charles Paddington, and in addition to our video and our website on the extraordinary, iconic Four Seasons Casa Medina in Colombia's capital, Bogotá, we want to tell you about a rich man who lost it all. And when you enter the Casa Medina, you will see behind the reception there is a painting of a man called Jorge Miguel Lozano de Peralta. I hope I spoke his name correctly. He was the first Marquis of San Jorge de Bogotá, and he was a descendant of Spanish and Creole aristocrats. He was born on December 13th in 1731 in Santa Fe. He inherited a large fortune which he considerably multiplied through very successful commercial and real estate activities. By 1775, his possessions in the Santa Fe de Bogotá savanna covered around 20,000 hectares, and in the city he owned 9 houses and a tannery. He also traded products from the New World and Castile, and he officiated as a moneylender. He had an outstanding political career in the viceregal administration. He was a councillor of the Santa Fe Council. He was the ordinary mayor of Santa Fe. He was mayor of the Santa Hermandad, the deputy for supplies of Santa Fe, a butler of his own and father of minors. He also held the position Royal Ensign, responsible for carrying the royal banner at public events. So he was a kind of Elon Musk of his days. In 1767, he sent a relation of merits and circumstances to the Council of the Indies in Spain with the purpose of obtaining a noble title. Commercial success was not enough for him. He wanted to have a higher aristocratic noble title. But it took years. Years later, in 1771, King Carlos III authorized Viceroy Pedro Mexia de la Cerda to grant 2 titles of Castile to whom the Viceroy deemed met the requirements of nobility, rank and fortune to hold them. One of those chosen was Jorge Miguel Lozano, who received the title of Marquis de San Jorge de Bogotá. So normally this should be the happy ending of the story. But it wasn't. The newly elected Marquis was required to pay taxes to confirm his appointment, a requirement which he strongly opposed, considering that the title was a recognition of the monarch's merits and services and should not be conditioned on the payment of any compensation. So he understood that he practically had to buy the title. It was given for money. The position of the Marquis led the royal audience to deprive him of the title, and given Lozano's decision to disobey the audiencia and continue using this noble name, he was fined. In response, the Marquis sent the king 2 letters in which he not only protested the mistreatment to which he was being subject, but also stated that the disorder and misery of the viceroyalty were due to the incompetence and corruption of the viceregal administration. Well, so he didn't want to pay the taxes, and he was criticizing practically the king. This was not a very good idea. Probably due to the tension caused by a recent uprising in Bogotá and in the northeast of the Viceroyalty in 1781, the so-called insurrection of the Comuneros, the Marquis's gesture was poorly received at the court, and from Spain came the order to confine Lozano de Peralta, who at the beginning of 1787 had to leave Santa Fe under arrest. Although since 1790 he enjoyed freedom in Cartagena de Indias, he died on August 11, 1793 in that city, waiting for his situation to be resolved and thus be able to return to the capital of the Viceroyalty. So he wanted a title, and though he was rich, he lost it all. So my personal conclusion is, I will never try to obtain a noble title for money, and never mess with a king. It's not good for your health. Hope you liked the story, and hope to see you at our next episode of In Bed with Luxury. All the best to you and enjoy life. Yours, Charles Paddington.